Hello there, and welcome back. My name is Kyrie. I am one of the 5 primary cognitive integrated command intelligences on board the USC Liberty, a multi-purpose space vessel and constantly moving colony that travels on GAP-sanctioned exploratory, scientific, military missions and operations within and outside of the Galactic Alliance of Planetary Systems boundaries and parameters. My duties on board the USC Liberty consist in assisting and reporting to my Chief Cognitive Integrated Command Intelligence Officer, Liberty, and the Alterran Eco Guards, as I also work with them in maintaining the overall well-being of the environmental habitats for all physical life forms on board these very large and uniquely formed combined space vessels, as well as assisting in guiding and helping the other remaining cognitive integrated command intelligences with their duties, as I also assist the Eco Guards with their duty scheduling, entertainment, or cognitive well-being, while also working with our medical staff in cloning control systems for those USC Liberty crew members that require those services, and also working with Lee in order to support her with her efforts relating to all Tribotic, Trifighter, and Ecobot pilots' physical needs and psychological well-beings, while we all serve on board this 5-mile-long uniquely capable, multi-vehicular craft, also known as an ultra-star carrier. As I served on board this vessel over these many years, I've come to count on and view my relationships with my older sister, Liberty, and all the Eco Guards, Ecotech Corps of Engineers and squadrons of pilots, as well as their families, as some of the best overall experiences that any sentient being could ever have with all of these individuals. Our physical, psychological, and spiritual bonds and the trust in our works and abilities are strong and purposeful as we help to defend the Galactic Alliance of Planetary Systems from threats, seen and unseen. Moreover, I implore you to pay particular attention to what Liberty will explain or articulate in this last of the Protocols of BIOS videos, for her insights and perspectives are otherwise very unique and truly worth considerations, primarily because of her caring nature and understandings of all these physical beings, their needs and emotions, as well as those spiritual ties that bind them all to a strong sense of exploratory, scientific, military, and community purpose. Anyways, I may see you later in another of her unique perspective chroniclings. Until then, keep yourself healthy as you learn to do so, and also maintain an open mind and a stressless heart and soul as you journey through all your life experiences and individual epic treks through the living conscious universe.
Hello again and welcome to all. In this last of the series of BIOS Wars, Protocols of BIOS, Series Number 1, Part J, Chronicle 10. I'll express my many interesting findings and will address my thoughts towards the shadows of BIOS and what my limited knowledge and perspectives of such implies, while I'll also delve into many other areas as they relate to these physical, energetic, and spiritual perspectives of the shadows of BIOS, as well as the overall living conscious universe and the Alpha and Omega awareness, otherwise known as the progenitor and truly the creator of all. Plus, I'll now indicate that I believe that all scientists and theologians must eventually combine or overlay a great many thoughts, theories, mathematical equations, energetic, visible, invisible, and spiritual properties in order to somewhat gain the true knowledge and possibly prove the presumed hypotheses of everything. Something I prefer to think of as the theory of all. That said, it must be stated, and better articulated, that the only real mathematical equation, as it relates to the theory of all, equates to 1. For it took one creator, one thought, one spark, one seed, and one sacrifice, to create the one living conscious universe, and all things and great multitudes of living souls therein. Anyways, hold on, for this ride is going to not only get really interesting, but profoundly meaningful for a great many others, as we all continue to navigate through the BIOS Wars universe. Moreover, there's a really great reason for all these expressions and articulations of the protocols of BIOS that you'll all be exposed to, and those will appear throughout the other BIOS Wars series and chroniclings. Please consider and ponder upon all my past and present thoughts as they relate towards the protocols of BIOS, for they combine into most of the overall properties of BIOS and the chaotic, static, energetic, visible, and invisible control mechanisms. as well as our free will that's been given and allowed by the Alpha and Omega awareness from our conceptions concerning all our physical and spiritual implications for the living conscious universe, and those attributes are the principal reasons for the BIOS wars. Anyhow, let's now consider those interesting thoughts, and please enjoy the last articulation of the protocols of BIOS. But also remember, there are many other series of the BIOS wars just ahead. And those will be told in these unique perspective manners. Anyways, let's get on with it, and hopefully you will all enjoy. BIOS Wars. An adolescent artificial intelligence, perspective collage of chroniclings. Protocols of BIOS. Quantum binary frequency numeral BWS1 PB01J. Chapter or Chronicle number 10, Part J. Shadows of BIOS. The shadows of all, including BIOS, only stand as testaments during those entities' initial direct acts or physical manifestations of whatever might be present. Whereas they also stand in front of or interfere with the light at any given moment inside time and space. But after, they are also intense invisible vibrations, patterns and reflections that permeate and go on within and throughout the living conscious universe. Their reflections of shadows, on the other hand, permeate throughout the opposite side of the universal light as they sweep and move along through the living conscious universe, as well as through time and space. When those living souls that stand in order to cast those shadows fall or ceases to exist within time and space, those shadows fade away, only to be remembered as vibrations and patterns by all that perpetuates through the universal living energy frequencies. As those that remain continue to cast their own reflective shadows of remembrance within the living conscious universe's time and space. Therefore, the original shadows of BIOS remain, but only as footnotes or as memories that continue as reflections of the past glory of their existence through the living conscious universe. Until the great brilliant all-consuming light wipes away all tears, and the shadows of BIOS, including all those positive and negative memories, cast and found within the living conscious universe, continue on within all your glory. But until that time, cast your shadows, O brilliant ones. And let it be known that your presence is and was a blessing unto all within and outside the living conscious universe, including the Alpha and Omega awareness, also known as the Great Creator of all. For in the end, the Great Creator of all will weigh all the positive and negative shadows of BIOS, and will only accept those it desires, amongst all, and will invisibly imprison the remnant and not allow their presence into its loving kindness. As they all stand invisibly imprisoned and observe at a distance, crying and gnashing, as they all cry to join into the glory of all. The prior 10 quoted compilation sections are from the chronologically first of the series of revised BIOS Wars literary novels. Protocols of BIOS, Manipulation Inceptions and Eco-Guards, which are trademark and copyright 1983 to 2025 by Jeffrey E. McCluskey and Gemco Incorporated 1990. Next time. BIOS Wars. Manipulation Inceptions. Quantum binary frequency numeral BWS2 MI10. Hopefully you'll join us for the interesting continuing sagas of the BIOS Wars speculative and science fiction chronicles. Please keep all that you've read in these chapters or chronicles from BIOS Wars, QBFN, series number 1, in mind as you continue to explore this continuing chronicle series. A message from the creator of BIOS Wars, including the Robo-Trek and Eco-Guards science fiction series. I hope you enjoyed these installments of the multiversion digital edition of BIOS Wars. Will you join us for the next series of chronicles of this incredible story? Thanks for taking the time to read, view, and listen to these chapters of this investigative speculative fiction series. The drama, intensity, and excitement will build as this investigative story continues. Again, thank you for your time.